When playing a fighting game, do you ever find that your opponent seems to always be one step ahead? No matter what you do, they seem to always know when you're going to throw a fireball. If so, please, consider the following. Often when experienced players teach others about how to perform better in fighting games, they emphasize using spacing as a way to make attacks more effective. A poke is more effective when it connects at its maximum range because it reduces the number of attacks your opponent can use to counter it. And a good spacing when using fireballs can create fireball traps and allow you to anti-air. Infectious actually has a good video about fireball traps that I'll link in the description if you want to learn more about those. So it's natural to create a game plan in which you move to a certain spacing, then use the best move at that particular spacing. And you can change the spacing depending on which move you're trying to use. Ryu, as an example, may walk forward to use his crouching medium kick as a poke, then walk back in order to throw fireballs. This kind of approach is useful when learning neutral, but there's one problem. Positioning telegraphs intention. Let me show you this clip. Do you know what this Ryu player is about to do? This Ryu player did a backdash to the proper range to throw a fireball, and then threw the fireball. The backdash into that position was all the information their opponent needed to know that a fireball was coming and that it was time to jump. So consider moving to a prime range to use a specific move, and then not using the move. You don't even have to use any move. Just move to a position on the screen and observe your opponent. It's surprising how just moving to a specific part of the screen can change your opponent's behavior. Suddenly, a backdash can trigger your opponent to try and jump over a fireball that is not there. Walking into the range of your prime poke can get people to retreat and give up space. This is what people often mean when they talk about players threatening an option. When your opponent knows what options you have at any given range, you can use that against them. So should you stop using moves at their ideal ranges altogether? No. This is a strategy to make you more unpredictable in any given moment. If you move to your ideal ranges and mix up whether you actually use the move or not, it makes it that much harder for your opponent to get a read on what options you're actually looking for. Plays like this can either bait out an overcommitment or coax your opponent into playing safer and giving you more breathing room. Once you've reached the intermediate level of play in a fighting game, the mental game becomes more and more important to your improvement. Strong players have many small strategies like this that they may not even be able to fully articulate. This is something that some players stumble into by instinct without ever really processing what they're doing. I'm hoping that this video has given you some insight on ways to improve your play and keep your opponents on their toes. Thank you for watching and considering the following.